It was a tad confusing before, but I think we just got some good clarification. Let's talk about Peacemaker. What's up guys, welcome to Superwise. I'm John, and the reboot situation for the DCU has been talked about, debated about. A lot of people, including me, have been wondering, how is Peacemaker the show gonna fit in this new DCU and make sense? As we know, Peacemaker Season 1 was firmly set in the DCEU, so how's it gonna work is the big question, and James Gunn on Threads basically confirmed a lot of what he said before, but he cleared it up overall, and we have a good idea of what Season 2 is gonna look like. So first off, James Gunn confirms that the events of Superman will have a direct impact on Peacemaker Season 2. The show will take place after Superman, which is cool to see. The connectivity is gonna be there, I love that. But then we get into the big responses, like James Gunn saying that Season 2 is full DCU and not DCEU. And he adds that Season 1 is not canon, but Season 2 is. So I see some people still kind of confused, like, I thought this was the same Peacemaker team. I thought they were just getting folded into the new DCU. I thought this was a continuation. But with Gunn's comments, this is the takeaway. This is what we should all be expecting for a quote-unquote Season 2. This is really not a Season 2. This is a new show altogether, set in a whole new universe. We got a new intro, a new vibe, a new everything, and it's for a reason. This is the best analogy I can use that's relevant, and it works. You know how the MCU didn't accept Netflix Daredevil as canon? You know, before they did make it canon, they didn't see it as canon, so Daredevil Born Again was like a relaunch. It was the soft reboot. It had characters that had some of the similar histories, some of the similar threads, but for the most part, it was like the soft reboot. That's essentially how it's going to be for Peacemaker. This new DCU Peacemaker, these are new versions of these characters. Slightly changed variants, still the characters we know and love, just a little different to help fit into the DCU. These are not the same DCEU versions. Some fans of Peacemaker Season 1 might be put off by this, and some of the general audience might be confused, but think about it like this. The general audience knows that the MCU J. Jonah Jameson, played by J.K. Simmons, is not the same as the Raimi version, but we still love his iteration because we have those fond memories and connections. It doesn't really change anything for us, but we can, look at this new version, be like, it's not the same, slightly different, but we still love him equally. That's exactly how we can look at Peacemaker Season 2. Like, for me personally, this really doesn't affect me because I understand in my headcanon that this is the same Peacemaker, this is the same crew, same events happened, but there's a little sacrifice, there's a little asterisk. Like, basically, yeah, this is the same Peacemaker, except, things have to be slightly changed so we can integrate him in the DCU and we can have him with all these other characters. It's a small little give and take. This works out for the general audience too, because if you didn't see Season 1, you should be good. Like, this is a new iteration of the show. If you saw Season 1 in the Suicide Squad, you have this added context and it works. But if you haven't seen those things, you're fine. You should be good. I hope James Gunn, has this show be enjoyable for both fans of the previous iteration and, newcomers. I will say that James Gunn keeps calling it Season 2. Do not call it Season 2. I think that is a flat-out mistake. Daredevil Born Again is not called Daredevil Season 4. Back when they didn't accept it as canon, they made the right decision by distinctively telling us, like, this ain't the same thing. This is not really a Season 4. Now it is. It don't really matter. But my point is, don't call this Season 2. Don't give the fans more confusion that they already have right now. Don't tell us that Season 2 is a continuation to Season 1. You need to clearly establish that this is a new iteration, call it Peacemaker : something, and just set it apart. If you do that, if you brand this properly, then the Suicide Squad members, certain members returning, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, and it actually should be no more different than J.K. Simmons in the MCU. I think it could work a lot more smoother than we think. You just gotta play the cards right. I love Peacemaker, I love these characters, and I'm very excited to see how they explain the universe shift, how they integrate into the new DCU. Could be really cool. Hopefully it all works out. I was thinking how else you can explain this reboot for the Peacemaker side of the DC universe, and having Christopher Smith be the only one remembering the old DCEU. Like, hey, that's not my Superman, and he tells Team Peacemaker, and they don't believe him because he's always talking about conspiracy and bullshit. Like, that could actually work really well. Or have Batmite. Everyone wants to see Batmite, and he could be like the DC version of Deadpool. Could be really fun and meta. There are a lot of ways you can take this, have fun with it, so we'll see. So tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about this plan of action for the Peacemaker part of the DCU? Do you think this will work? Do you think it'll connect smoothly and there won't be any more confusion? Do you think this is a hassle and it's gonna be problematic? Let me know in the comments down below. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That'll be all for me. Remember my catchphrase, guys. Stay super wise.